Hello everyone, welcome to soundproofguide.com. In this video, I'll be talking about the quietest keyboards, mechanical keyboards on the market today. Mostly you'll be using them probably for gaming at all hours of the night. And there are some keyboards that are way quieter than others. Of course, it's so hard to find something that is very silent and also very precise to use for something like gaming. But there are some options out there that are way quieter than some of the others. And all of these options are different price ranges, so at least with different price range, you can probably find something that is within your budget. And I'll have links in the description below of every keyboards I talk about in this video to make it a lot easier for you to pick up. The first one on the list is the SteelSeries Apex M750. A lot of gamers who take gaming seriously and don't mind paying a little bit of money has turned to this mechanical gaming keyboard from SteelSeries. It's a pretty flashy keyboard overall and has the ability to be customized in many ways as you would want to imagine. It is one of the best gaming experience out there overall, and it seems like the company is always trying to deliver new and exciting features. There are a few things to make this mechanical keyboard worth the money as it stands out in the crowd. For example, the software that is included with the keyboard allows for a few different lighting options for people to get exactly what they want. There are also the floating keys that are used, and it is a great way to feel lightweight despite being a mechanical keyboard. That is one complaint that a lot of people have, as mechanical keyboards can get pretty heavy if you don't search around. As far as sound is concerned, the only real sound people hear is if they are pressing some of the big main keys. The spacebar and enter buttons are two examples at that. So the pros, gamers in general, from what I've read, they love this keyboard. And there's a lot of features, and they also say that it's really easy to clean this keyboard. The cons, well, it's on the more expensive side, and also the keys that are making the clicking sounds, the bigger keys, some people find it annoying, but other people find it as an advantage. So it's really what you think of that. The next one on the list is from Logitech, the G513 mechanical keyboard. Yet another trusted name that most people are going to recognize is Logitech. They're not quite as well known in the mechanical keyboard space as some other brands, but this is a versatile option that allows for work and play. The comfort of this keyboard is one that will really stand out to a lot of users out there. The wrist rest is something that might not seem like it's a big deal at first, but it ends up being perfect because they use memory foam in that area, and it is quite comfortable. This is certainly no cheap material, as Logitech understands that no one wants to feel fatigued in the end. If you want to make this very customizable, flashy, you can do that. There are plenty of customizable lighting options, and it can stand out the way that you want. As far as quietness is concerned, this is certainly not the best of the best. However, for some people, they're still going to be fine because they want a little bit of feedback and sound that comes with clicky switches. There's not any excessive noise, but it provides that necessary feedback that some players are looking for so that they have a great time playing every single time. Not every gamer needs this amount of tactile feel and feedback, but some will appreciate what it brings to the table. The pros, it works very well for gamers, plenty of customizable and lighting, blends in for work when needed. The cons, keyboard is fairly loud thanks to the clicky switches. Memory foam takes a little bit of time to mold to your wrist. The next one is the Razer Black Widow Elite. Mechanical keyboard options comes in many shapes and sizes, and Razer feels like they have one of the best with the Black Widow Elite. It is a mechanical keyboard that still has a tactile feel, but it is one of the quietest ones you can find. Instead of relying on something audible, the way the keys are shaped provide the feedback someone needs to make sure that they are always lined up correctly. The way the Razer takes care of things is that they have a very sharp edge on the keys. It's a bit of a different feel that some of the other brands out there, but it works well for people who are trying to find where they need to place their fingers at all time. The final standout feature is that they are dedicated media keys for gamers. In certain game scenarios, this makes a very big difference. It helps with the overall performance and will also make the keyboard a little more durable as well. It is also made for some high quality material, so don't expect to see breakdowns anytime soon.
Just a quick pause, if you like this type of content, consider subscribing to our channel. And also feel free to leave a comment. I would love to hear your feedback and also your questions that I would do my very best to answer. Thank you.
The next one is the Roccat Vulcan 100 AMO RGB. The final option to make this list is one of the most beautiful looking keyboards out there. It is a sleek and modern mechanical keyboard that a lot of people will be drawn to from the very beginning, and then fall more and more in love with it when they find all the features out. The keyboard looks the way it does because of the brushed aluminum used. Inside each key is a high quality LED light that lights up as it should. It is a nice touch for players who are trying to really get the most out of their setup. Gamers who are also working on the same computer can use the keyboard just the same, as it is quiet enough to do exactly that. There is no need to switch things out, as you will not lose any type of productivity. The Vulcan 100 does a great job on figuring out how to make a keyboard that is tactile yet also quiet. It is going to fit right in with an office keyboard, but the gamers will be able to transition as well. The material used cut down on the shaking and rattling that often occurs with some cheaper mechanical keyboards. And the one trade-off is that it is a pretty heavy option. It would be great if this keyboard was completely wireless, but most people are not going to need to have that option anyway. As long as a person is willing to take a little bit of time to get used to a setup like this, they are going to be more than satisfied with this investment. The pros: it's a very elegant design, great stability, built to last a long time. Cons: wired keyboard, and it's quite heavy. So when you want to buy a mechanical keyboard, here's a little bit of what to look for when you're looking for the quietest and best option out there at a great price. First thing to look for is the pitch. The overall sound of the keyboard makes a big difference, but so does the pitch of the sound. If it is a higher pitch, the sound travels further and can be pretty annoying overall. That is why so many people are looking for the lowest pitch possible when it is making sound. This is the best way to have a little bit of sound that does come from the keyboard to be blending in fairly unnoticeable overall. The next thing to look for is the switch type. There are 3 different types of switches that are the most popular for mechanical keyboards. Linear, tactile, and clicky switches are all options that bring something slightly different to the table. From a sound perspective, the type of switches will also make a big difference as well. If people are looking for the quietest keyboard overall, they should look for linear switches. They do not give as much feedback to users, but some people are willing to make that sacrifice. For those who want to have a good amount of feedback and not afraid to get a little bit more noise, tactile switches might be the way to go. If sound is really something that bothers users, clicky should be avoided at all costs. As one might expect from a name like that, these are not quiet by any means. The clicky switch types are for people who do not mind having a lot of sound when they are using them. The next thing to look for is quality. Mechanical keyboards come in all types of quality, and price usually dictates by the material used and the overall construction. Something that costs a lot of money should not be rattling around by any means, even if it is used intensively during gaming. Try to avoid plastic keyboards if the goal is to be as quiet as possible. They are not as stable as something made out of steel or aluminum. The simple thing to keep in mind is that if the material is light, it will carry a good amount of sound. Most of the top options are going to be made from some type of metal or maybe an acrylic. The next thing to look for is stabilizer. Stabilizers are a big part of mechanical keyboards, and they need to reduce any rattling around and overall movement. These are mostly going to be located under the largest keys on the keyboard, and since they are used a lot, it can dictate sound. If the stabilizers are smooth and secure, the keyboard will perform very well. However, not all companies do a great job with the stabilizers, and there might be some rattling sound. There might be some rattling around. And the final thing is maintenance. Every single keyboard needs a little bit of maintenance so that they are performing at a high level. Some mechanical keyboards make it easier to maintain than others. For people who are going to try to be a big stickler for cleaning and maintaining a keyboard, they might want to offer something that makes it easier to clean for users. There is nothing worse than investing in a quiet keyboard, but then something gets stuck underneath. Maybe it's a crumb of food, or it could just be a random piece of debris. Whatever the case may be, it needs to be dealt with or it's going to get worse. Try staying fairly routine with regular maintenance so that the keyboard never gets too lazy. Finding a new keyboard is challenging, but it definitely makes a difference in the end. Feel free to take a look at many of our other YouTube videos and also some of our articles on our website, soundproofguide.com. Don't forget to click the like button if you enjoyed this video, and also consider subscribing to our channel if you like our content. Also, feel free to leave us a comment below if you have any soundproofing questions of your own. We will certainly try our very best to help you. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video or any other videos in our channel. Thank you very much.